Hey, Electric Playground's here at the OmniMax Theater at Science World in Vancouver, and we're going to be talking about some movie games, so we found the biggest screen we could find. Let's start with James Bond Agent 007 Nightfire for the Xbox, PlayStation 2, and GameCube. What'd you think of this one?
Well, this is incredible. This is one of the best Bond games that they've ever done.
Yep.
Big improvement from last year's Agent Under Fire.
It's number 2 to GoldenEye. It's an incredible game.
Aside from being a first-person shooter, which is very smooth,
Yep.
you also have different other gameplay elements as well. Like, for example, you might be driving a car, and they use the Need for Speed engine, which is an incredible game
Right.
on
You
its
get to
own
drive
right.
the Aston Martin Vanquish, which is an
Vanquish.
incredible new James Bond car.
You might find yourself on the back of some newfangled snowmobile,
Right.
shooting guys and exploding. They do a lot of things where you put in, you'll actually be playing the game, but then they'll cut to these short cinematic scenes every couple of minutes, which are amazing.
Now, there's a couple problems, though. The AI on some of the guys with the guns that James Bond has to go kill, sometimes they're pointing at nothing, and their alarms are going off, and their buddies are dying right beside them, but they don't do anything. Some dumb AI there. And also, sometimes it feels like you can start shooting a guy, and you hit him like 6 times, but nothing's happening. And then other times, you just pop off a shot, and 3 guys fall down. You know, it's a very sort of unbalanced, tactile experience with the gunplay there.
The graphics are incredible, especially in the opening scene with the snow coming down on the castle.
Yeah, it's
unbelievable.
nice. You do get a bunch of multiplayer games as well as a single-player adventure, so you've got lots of different levels that you can shoot around in. You get to play as some of the old Bond characters from the old movies like Scaramanga and some of the other guys. You get all kinds of weapons. You can also throw in bots, and you can customize the bots to be as tough as you want them to be. I only wish that the multiplayer game was also available online. I would have loved to have been able to play James Bond on Xbox Live or on the PlayStation 2 or GameCube network connections, but you can't. It's still an incredibly fun game. I really like Nightfire, 8.5 out of 10.
I'm giving it a 9.5.
All right, let's talk about Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee from Atari for the GameCube. What'd you think of this one?
Yeah, well, you know, if you're a big Godzilla fan, you're really going to be into this. It's basically a fighting game here, similar to War of the Monsters, which Sony's putting out. But this game has, you know, all of the Godzilla licensed characters. And you have, like, tail swipes. You can pick up characters and throw them. Some characters will burrow under the ground and do that whole Bugs Bunny thing, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's got a whole bunch of the cool sort of Godzilla characters that are fun from the cheesy movies that used to come out in the 50s and 60s. It's even got the 90s Godzilla that was from the updated Godzilla movies from Japan. Fun stuff in there. There is a 4-player component in the game, and that's probably the most enjoyable element here. There's a lot of stuff that's shared, I think, design-wise with Smash Brothers Melee in terms of unlocking characters and arenas and new modes to play the game in. But for me, it's not as rounded a game as Smash Brothers is, even though I enjoy the content of Godzilla better.
There's a great mode there, Destruction Mode, where you actually have to go around and destroy all the buildings. That's one of the things in this game.
Yeah.
You know, the environments kind of interact with you as well.
That's true.
There's tanks and flying saucers trying to beat you up. But I like playing the Destruction Mode because it kind of reminds me of Rampage, you know. Really gives you a good sense of scale, too. You know, you really feel like you're in control of these big monsters. I'm giving this game a 7.5.
I'm not going to go that high. There was a little bit too much button mashing. It's a good rental, 6.5 out of 10. Stick around. When we come back, we're talking about the Two Towers and the new Harry Potter game. For a lot more EP content, visit our website at electplay.com. All right, we're back. What'd you think of The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers from Electronic Arts for the PlayStation 2? It's also on the Xbox and GameCube.
Now, this is one of the best movie-to-game translations I have ever seen. We've been begging the publishers for years to actually make the gameplay follow the movie to a T, and they do it in The Two Towers. They actually start, the storyline starts in Fellowship of the Rings.
Right.
And so you get to play a lot of the key scenes from that as well, which is awesome, because that's exactly what you want to do. The character animations are extremely realistic. You can tell they spent a lot of time with Peter Jackson, the director and producer of the film, to make sure that all of the camera angles, they show the scene from the movie, and then it morphs into the actual
game
art from the game. It's
really
unbelievable.
cool. You get to play as 3 different characters in the game, too. You get to play as Aragorn, Gimli, or Legolas. They each have their own weaponry. What's cool about the gameplay is that even though it's more just like a button-mashing action game where you're just hacking and slashing your way through, you do earn stuff as you go, like sort of like an RPG. You can power up your dudes, you can give them new weapons, and you can give them new attack combinations so that they can go back out and do some real butt kicking. And it's really gorgeous stuff. I mean, as much as this is a derivative game that gets repetitive, it is also incredibly beautiful and so true to the license that you can't help but be entertained.
The music is right from the movie. The sound design is right from the movie. They've recorded a lot of extra voices with Elijah Wood and Ian McKellen, right?
Yep.
I'm giving this game a 9.
I'm giving it an 8.5. Also on the Xbox, PlayStation 2, and GameCube is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. This is based on the new Harry Potter movie that's out there.
Yeah, I mean, this is a surprise. I mean, you know, a lot of kids who are into Harry Potter are going to completely freak out and flip out for this game. I mean, it's got a lot of detail about the Harry Potter world. You know, Hogwarts is this amazing huge castle that you just get lost in. They've set it up where, you know, it's pretty much a third-person, you know, kind of action-adventure style game.
A lot like Zelda. I mean,
a lot of searching around.
It felt like Zelda to me.
But there's also a lot of mini games as well. One of my favorites is when you take those little dwarf things and woo, 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 and you know,
you get that right off at the beginning. You get to throw gnomes, which is really fun. The graphics in the game are really good. This is another game developed by Eurocom. They did the James Bond first-person shooter stuff, and they've done this game as well. Engine is solid. I love the animation of the characters. I mean, Harry's hair flutters and his cape flutters as he's running around.
Easy to control. Animations are good.
Lots of great magic spells. You're picking up stuff all the way as you go along. And just like in Zelda, you can assign the spells to the buttons.
That's right.
There's lots of secret areas to discover and explore through.
Lots of extras and cards that you can collect and magic spells to discover.
You know, hours of gameplay in here. And once again, it is very true to the license. It's going to feel just like playing the movie. I'm not even a huge Harry Potter fan. I don't really know much about this world, but I was very impressed.
The music was done by Jeremy Soule, who's done a lot of the great music. He recorded this with the London Philharmonic.
Right.
Unbelievable original score for the game. I'm giving it an 8.
I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. I was very impressed by Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Here's a recap on our reviews, including scores from Electronic Gaming Monthly and Computer Gaming World. Visit our website at www.electplay.com, or if you're mobile, wap.electplay.com. Well, we run out of time. We'll see you guys next time on Electric Playground. Thanks for watching. Production assistance for Electric Playground is provided by